Merry Christmas, everyone, and every other holiday that you might celebrate. Welcome to my kitchen this morning, here Thursday morning, December 25th, 2025, where we are just going to be spending some time relaxing, having some fun, and making breakfast. Because that's one of the best things to do on Christmas morning, namely, play with your toys. This may not be a toy that I received for Christmas this morning, but it is definitely a toy that I have had for the past several years or so. This is, in fact, a cast iron unmarked Wagner chicken fryer, and I believe it's a number 9 size too. This was a score I made several years ago at the Brimfield Antique Show. One of one of the best places in the world to go to look for cast iron. And I've been doing my best to get a lot of use out of it, and so I figured now is a good time, especially since we are going to be doing some baking this morning. And hello, who do we have here? D. Beaumont, resident 47. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. And you too. Thank you very much for showing up. I'm not demanding that folks show up here this morning. Hello, Rick Stumbow. Yes, and Merry Christmas. Because I realize it's Christmas morning. Everybody is doing their own stuff, either watching the kids play with their toys, or making your own preparations, or maybe just simply relaxing. But nonetheless, I mean, if you don't show up here right now, you could always watch the replay. I am simply doing just that, playing with one of my presents as well. And here's a good opportunity to unbox a panettone that I received here for Christmas. Let's get this out of the way. We're not going to need this lid, unmarked Wagner lid. We're not going to need this. Because, again, we are making bread pudding, and this pudding will be baked uncovered in the oven, which I have already preheated to 350 degrees. Yes. Panettone. I have attempted several times to make panettone myself. Every time so far has been a failure. But there's always another time. However, right now I'm just simply taking this way out, throwing this cardboard box out, and unwrapping a professionally or commercially made panettone. I love this stuff. Some people may not like it, and some people may treat it the same way you treat fruitcake. Well, I love fruitcake too, at least good fruitcake. And this is a pretty good version of panettone as well. For those of you who don't know what panettone is, despite the fact that you probably see it at the supermarket every Christmas, this is in fact a very sweet bread. Just that, made very light, very fluffy, very buttery, and it's got a whole bunch of fruit mixed in. This ain't no fruit cake. Rather, this is in fact a bread. Before I open this up, let's prepare this baking dish here, this chicken fryer. And for that, we simply need to, pardon me, I'm sorry about that. For that, we simply need to coat this dish with butter, which means I get to use this stick of butter like a crayon and have fun trying to cover every inch of this, as well as the sides too, because of course this is going to come up the sides. Bread pudding does not rise very much, but it does rise some as it absorbs the liquid that we will be using here. Fortunately, this will not take very long. There we go. And that is that. Let me put this aside because I'm not done with the butter. However, I do have to wipe off my hands. All right. So, bread pudding is one of those things I only discovered as an adult. I know some families have grown up with making bread pudding, but When I discovered bread pudding, I was astounded because I realized this is a brilliant way to use stale bread, even though this is not a stale bread. But it works great with stale bread, and I believe it was actually designed to be used especially with stale bread, so that rather than throw it out, you can simply make bread pudding and get some more use out of this bread. Okay, 1 second. That fell on the floor. And there's no reason why you can't use fresh bread in this loaf. This thing is 16 ounces. And I do believe, like everything else, it shrunk a little bit. I kind of remember it being 17 ounces. And of course, they sell them in much larger sizes as well. And all I'm doing, as you can see, is just breaking it up. Now, just about every recipe I have seen for bread pudding tells you to use a knife, cut the bread up into equal sized pieces. Every time I do that, no, every time I make this recipe, I don't do that. I just simply break it up the way I'm doing right now, and I have never had a problem with that. My best understanding is this, if you cut it into equal sized pieces, apparently that evenly distributes the liquid as it bakes in the oven. Like I said, I've never had a problem with that. I think the reason why is, well, number one, you're supposed to use equal amounts of liquid and bread. And since this is 16 ounces of bread, that means we'll be using 16 ounces or 2 cups of milk. And the way I see it is, as it bakes in the oven, it steams the bread, and you get a very thorough, and so every piece of the bread is indeed moistened with liquid. I suppose I could even bake this covered as well, and maybe that might even be better, even though, yeah, I might give it a try. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if now is the time to experiment. I've been consistently doing this with my bread covered. I'm sorry, I meant uncovered when I bake it in the oven. Nonetheless, oh, the smell of this also is wonderful. That's what I mean, though. Panettone, very light, very fluffy. Just what I'm doing right here is kind of crushing it, so I just got to be careful. Not that crushed panettone is any worse tasting. This particular brand of panettone, the kind that you buy at the store, it has raisins, and I believe there's also some dried fruit mixed in it, though it's mostly raisins. There we go. That wasn't so hard. That was step one. And now from here, we'll move this aside, get out a bowl. Careful, I put this down so I don't knock anything over. Oh, wait a second, that's right. One other thing, I'm supposed to actually mix in more butter with the bread. So, let's just simply cut up a few pieces of this butter. And lay it in. And that should be enough. Like many medieval dishes, especially ones that are meant as a treat, bread pudding is not what you would consider healthy. It uses a ton of butter, a ton of eggs, a ton of sugar, that kind of thing. So no, it is not something meant to be a low-calorie food. To which I say, so what? I mean, bread pudding has been with us for all this time, so obviously I would have to say that nobody has died specifically from it yet. Got a little bit of the butter left over. All right. Hello as well to RT Scott, 58.99. Nice to see you here. Again, I am not asking anybody to change their schedule or jump in here when they are doing something else. That's absolutely not necessary. You could always watch the replay. I'm just doing this to have fun on this Christmas morning. And I'm supposed to apologize for the lack of a live video last night. No cast iron Wednesday last night. The reason for that actually is not because of the drama that's enveloped my life recently, although I'm just about at the end of that, but rather because I was on the work pager last night, and Christmas Eve at my job is a lot busier than at many other jobs. I was pretty much on and off the phone somewhere between 4 p.m. and midnight last night, so I did not have a chance to do a live video. Well, we're making up for it now. Okay, like I said, bowl. I don't have the recipe memorized, even though it's an easy recipe. Okay, beat together eggs and sugar into a paste. I've got to cream these together. All right. 6 eggs coming up. And yeah, that's right, eggs, meaning I better get a bowl for the eggs. Good thing I've got this. Now, this might even be too small for 6 eggs. Let me dig out a bigger bowl. Always forget something. All right. Try to put this in the center so you folks can see it. Yeah. Okay. 6 eggs. So here comes 1. And of course, I'm putting the eggs into a bowl just in case I get any shell. 2. Like that piece, for instance. Yes, a piece of shell did, in fact, get in there. So we use the shell to take out the shell. Well, we're supposed to be able to do that. Yeah, there it goes. No, and there it doesn't go. Now there it goes. All right, now we got it. And it went right back in again. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, come on, you little you-know-what. I mean, the shell is not running away. There it goes. Just got to be sure. Get that extra egg residue back in there. Okay, good. Anyway, that's 2 eggs. Wipe my hands off. And when I'm done with this, I'll wash my hands off. 3. Okay. 4. 5. Not going to say anything until the last one is in. 6. There we go. All right. Cracking eggs. Oops, look at that. A little bit of shell at the very end. I was going to say only once. All right, well, let's do it again. And yay, it worked. Which again is why we use the shell to pick up the shell. It doesn't run away from your fingers. All right, there we are at last. Now let's use this. Like I said, I gotta wash my hands very quickly. So, once this is in the oven, I have a couple of other toys to play with to pass a little bit more time. I'm not going to keep you folks here forever. Anyway, like I said, let's use this knife, the one I used to cut the butter, and mix these eggs together. Because why not? Save a utensil from getting dirty. And just roughly beating the eggs is really all we need here because we're going to be mixing in sugar. Actually, for that reason, I probably didn't even have to do this. Oh well. Put this in the center. That's 6 eggs and 1.5 cups of sugar. And this, at least, I already pre-measured, 1.5 cups of sugar. Now from here, get out the whisk, which of course I forgot. Where's my whisk? There it is. Beat this together into a paste, which will not take long. Now I'm glad I did pre-beat those eggs. Yes, and hello again to Rick Stumbow and R.T. Scott. Yeah, like I said, I know everybody is busy having fun on this Christmas morning, which is why I'm glad that anybody is showing up at all, and I'm not worried about it at all. I'm really just doing this to have some fun and pass the time, and if that's the reason why you're here, all the better. Other folks, of course, are either still asleep, watching their kids play with their toys, maybe going to church, maybe making preparations to visit relatives or for relatives to visit them. So it goes. Everybody has their own Christmas traditions. I just hope they're good ones for everyone. All right, that did not take long. We've got eggs and sugar. Undo the screensaver on my phone again. And now that we've done that, we add milk too and beat that in along with a little bit of vanilla extract. Oh, and a dash of salt. All right, so here comes the milk. 2 cups of milk. As I said, 16 ounces of bread, 16 ounces of milk, or 2 cups. And then to this, we do add in a little bit of vanilla extract. About a teaspoon. And a dash of salt. Where did I put my salt? It's staring me, but there it is. Okay, just a dash. That's probably enough. Mix it all together one more time. And it's really that easy to make bread pudding. Because all we have to do now is pour this over the bread. If there were additional ingredients, we'd be adding this now, like cinnamons and raisins. We could put them in here. However, as I mentioned, this is panettone. So I'm going to take my chances and just simply do this as is. And I don't know, maybe a little bit of cinnamon. I don't believe panettone has cinnamon in it, so give me a second. That's coriander. That's not a good thing. Here we go. I almost took out coriander rather than cinnamon, and I only need a little bit anyway. It's probably enough. Yeah, I like that smell. Cinnamon. Yeah, okay, now I'm not regretting it. Just try to get this mixed in as best as we can. A lot of people make French toast on Christmas, and of course, there's nothing wrong with that. As you can see, this might be even easier than French toast, because all we're going to do is bake this in the oven. All right. Pour the batter over the bread in the pan, spread it around, use a spatula to press down the bread into the liquid so that it absorbs the liquid like a sponge, and then we bake it for 30 minutes at 350 degrees, which again, the oven is already preheated. Okay. And now we get out our cast iron chicken fryer once again, which does not contain chicken. Rather, it contains the broken up panettone bread and a lot of butter. And we pour it on carefully. Try to cover every piece, like it said. Yeah, because we're using equal amounts of liquid, as you can see, there is no shortage of liquid. This is why I simply break up my bread rather than cutting it into equal parts. It's easy, and it gives it kind of a rustic look. There we go. Ta-da! Here is bread pudding. All right, that means we get to put this in the oven carefully because there's a lot of liquid in it. Set the timer. And there we go, 30 minutes. Now, like I said, I'm just going to be playing with a couple of my other toys right at this moment. And again, nobody is required to stay unless you want to. And thank you very much either way. Thank you for showing up. Okay, that means I get to throw out these eggshells. I'll clean up your mess. And a couple of things I did want to do. Number one is get to play with one of my other Christmas presents. And for that, it's been it has been defrosting in the fridge under a dripping faucet. So let's turn that off, drain out the water. And here are 2 swordfish steaks. Oh, man. Let me tell you, I haven't had swordfish in decades. I think I might have tried making it once, but I think that might have been a tuna steak, and even that was almost 15 years ago. It's literally been decades since I've had swordfish. And I remember my grandmother actually made swordfish on a fairly regular basis, and what I especially remember is I loved it. So yeah, this is a Christmas treat I am really, really looking forward to. Later today, in fact. And hello to Peter McDonald. Good morning and Merry Christmas to all. I received a 3-notch Lodge number 8. Oh, nice. Belonged to my great-grandmother. Well, congratulations. Now, that is a really, really great Christmas present. A family heirloom. You really can't ask for any better than that. Congratulations on that. I may try this bread pudding. Yeah, the recipe for the bread pudding is on my website, of course. And as you can see, it's very easy to prepare. And how's Miss Mobley? The other kitty has left with his family, which is fine. So Miss Mobley has the house to herself again. And she is very happy about that because unfortunately the other cat was bullying her around. Miss Mobley does not fight. She has never fought anyone in her life, not another cat, not a human or anyone. She unfortunately runs away, or she just sits there and allows the other cats to just simply go, push her around and eat her food and everything. That made her very sad. And that's the problem too with the neighborhood cats. They know this. During the spring and summer, they come in and try to steal her food. So now that he's gone, Miss Mobley has been very happy. She has the place for herself. She's been running around, and I gave her a little toy this morning. One of those plastic electrical plugs because she loves those little plastic things. They are great toys for her. All right. And Merry Christmas as well to 1360 Gamer. Nice to see you here, and thank you again for showing up. Anyway, like I said, we've got 2 swordfish steaks here. So what I'm going to do is prepare them the way I would prepare any steak these days. I've learned a few lessons about preparing steak. Namely, you really, really want to dry out your steak and marinate it first. Even something like a ribeye. Let me see, I've got the rack here. Dig out this plate. All right, and these things are in seal tight bags. Oh, good. That means I get to open up another Christmas present. Seems I was lucky enough to receive a kitchen scissors set this morning for Christmas. So yay! While I'm not using it to cut up food, I'm cutting up food packaging, so that's not a bad start. And yay, I get to unbox this little present here. Throw this thing out. There are 3 different kinds of scissors. This, I think, would be a boning scissors, I believe. I'm not really an expert at that. This one, ooh, this is a nice one. Wow. And let's compare it to the other one, which is also a nice one. This one has a little curved edge to it. That's interesting. I've got to look this up. I actually don't know about these. So especially since I don't know about these, let's put these 2 away in the drawer because, they're sharp and all that. My junk drawer. And let's stick with what I know. Get this thing out of the way. And yeah, this one is your typical. No, I think it's the same thing. I mean, there's absolutely no way this would have been an error or a mistake. I'm guessing it must have been designed this way. But anyway, as I said, let's open these up. There's 1 and 2. I get this plastic thing again. Drain the liquid. I mean, these things were frozen, so there is liquid. Here's stick number 1. And here is stick number 2. Now, like I said, get this out of the way. I'm going to prepare these the way I would prepare a beef steak. And that would first be to pat them dry. And then I will give them a coating of salt and pepper. Pepper! Oh, good. That means I can use my best present for the first time. I posted pictures of my presents on my Facebook page. So if you want to take a look and see what I got for Christmas, I did in fact get cast iron, but not much. I got 2 of those Walmart cookie skillets, although they're not cookie skillets. I got a Walmart mac and cheese skillet and a cinnamon roll skillet. All right, so I have initially done this. And that means, let me put this aside for the moment because, yay, the hands are wet. I better dry these off because I'm about to get a present that I received and I'm very, very happy to have received. Throw out these wet paper towels. All right. Here we are. I was astounded to get this. A new pepper grinder made from brass, made in the Middle East. This thing feels sturdy enough that it should last the rest of my life. It's quite heavy too. So yeah, this brand, Sozen, I looked it up already, and apparently they are a very renowned maker from, where are they? Turkey, I think, or Istanbul or something like that, who have been making these things for a long time. So that means now I get to play with this. Open it up. And let me get out some peppercorns. because it just so happens that my pepper grinder that I've been using for more than 10 years broke only a couple of weeks ago. Let's see if I can do this without spilling. That's always the fun part. And what's more, let's see if I can do this in a manner where you can see it. Nope, not at that angle. Let me try again. Let's move the camera around. I think we got it. Yep, they're spilling all over the place. What a surprise. Happens every time. There we go. And we just gonna have to pick these up. Oh, good. This thing isn't even half full. I was wondering how big it would be. It turned out to be, it's a nice size, probably bigger than my old pepper grinder. There we go. Yep, always one that gets away. It's close. Oh, good grief. Now I'm going to have to sweep these things up. Oh, well. That's what I'll do. Yay, did it. All right. Let's get rid of these things so that they don't fall all over the place. However, I love fresh ground pepper. I've been a pepperaholic my entire life. And there is nothing in the way of spices that I like more than fresh ground pepper. A pepper grinder is one of those things my grandmother had, and I grew up, with that. I was not lucky enough to inherit her pepper grinder. I did find my pepper grinder at Savers about 10 years ago. I only paid $2 for it, and it has served me well until it actually broke. Okay. Close this. And yeah, here's the thing about this. I had never considered this about a pepper grinder until I received this morning. This actually has a basin to catch the pepper so that when I grind it, there we go. The pepper doesn't go all over the place. And look at that, we have fresh ground pepper. All right, and now that we have fresh ground pepper, let's finally get on with these steaks. I can see a couple of comments. I'll come back to that in a moment. These swordfish steaks. Now that I've finally done that, cover these peppercorns so that they don't spill. Get out the kosher salt. Give these steaks nice coating. As well as a coating of pepper. Told you I love pepper. Let's see how well I can do this. A little awkward, and it might take some getting used to. In fact, I'm already thinking I might only use this when I need to measure my pepper. Because even though this looks good, it might be easier to just simply do this. Okay. This is something that will take some getting used to. Anyway, finally, now that we've done that, turn the steaks over and do it again. Pat the bottom off one more time. I can smell that pepper. Here comes the kosher salt. Again, I recommend doing this anytime you are going to make a steak. Ribeye, sirloin, strip steak, top round flank steak. This does two really, really good things with your steak. It dries out the outside, but not the inside. And that would mean it gives a really, really nice crust when you sear it in a cast iron pan. Also, it heavily reduces the amount of smoke that it makes when you fry it. Yes, there is still some smoke, but it does not fill your entire home up with smoke. All right, let's get this here. There we go. Because it's important to know how much pepper did this use up. The answer is not too much, actually. It is still largely full. However, I should probably refill it one last time, spill more peppercorns. Actually, let's get this in the fridge first. Again, swordfish steaks that I will be cooking in cast iron later this evening. Merry Christmas. Okay, get this in the fridge. All right. Get to play with this one more time. See how bad of a mess I make this time. I better put this cover or basin or whatever it is back on. Let's try again to do this without spilling it all over the place. Well, this time it's working better. Probably because I have it at a different angle. There it goes. All right. And that is my new pepper grinder. Merry Christmas. All right, let's check a couple of these comments here. Okay, Merry Christmas, everyone. On the West Coast, family is up. Gotta run. Merry Christmas to everyone. Yes, I know, Rick Stumbauer. It probably means that the kids are up before dawn. Well, no, actually, it's like about 8 a.m. there. Kids are up, and so you're probably enjoying your Christmas. Too early for prezzies, although I did buy that BSNR number 8 for $15 I mentioned last Monday. Well, congratulations on that, Ken C. 4104. Merry Christmas. I would still consider that a Christmas present. After all, it's for you, and you didn't pay a lot for it, so why not? I admit that I bought some of my own Christmas presents, and I think everybody does too. After all, if you're spending all this money Christmas shopping, you might as well indulge for yourself at least a little bit too. After electrolysis and seasoning, it is quite a nice old lady, and a Wagner Abelskiver pan for sale as well, but I passed on it. Oh, I see. That's what you mean. Okay. Well, again, I'm very glad to hear that. All right, and that means I hope you're having as good a Christmas as well as I've been so far. So far, we're down. Wow, that actually took almost 20 minutes. We're down to only 12 minutes left for that before the bread pudding comes out. Awesome. Okay, in that case, I better put this butter in the fridge. Give me a second. All right. And there's one other thing I wanted to do before this comes out of the oven. Well, let's try cleaning up some of this extra kosher salt that I spilled. But one other thing I want to do before it comes out of the oven, put this pepper grinder aside. Refill my vanilla extract. I've said enough times that I make homemade vanilla extract because the cost savings is tremendous. You get an excellent quality vanilla extract, and you always have pretty much an unlimited amount on hand, although you do have to refill it once in a while. So let's put something underneath and get out my vanilla extract. Yes, that I, as you can see, these are vanilla beans that I soak in spiced rum. Okay. All we need to do here is open this up. Get out a funnel and pour carefully. All right, cover this. That takes care of that. Now the other step is to refill this, which means I get to take out some booze here on camera. As you can see, I'm using high quality spiced rum here. This is some kind of imitation of Captain Morgan. Cute lady on the cover. All right. All I have to do here is simply refill this with alcohol, spiced rum in this case. Cover the top nice and tight. And shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. The cork on this thing cracked a while ago. I need to get a replacement cork for this thing. But until then, there we are. Now this means I'm going to have to put this back in the shelf and probably not touch it except shaking it once a week for maybe about 3 months or so. You're supposed to do it for 6 months, but I am, as you can see, this is not all brand new liquor. Most of it is already fermented vanilla extract. So I figure in about 3 months or so, I will once again have a full supply of vanilla extract. And do I have to say for the umpteenth time that prices have gone up ridiculously, especially in the last year or so? That means vanilla extract, when you buy it at Wally World or whatever, you know how much it costs for a little 2-ounce bottle of that? This, I don't know, is at least 8 ounces or so of vanilla extract, which, as you can see, I did not pay a penny for it. Well, except for this cheap bottle of spiced rum. I believe the spiced rum was $13, which I think is what you would pay for maybe 2 ounces of vanilla extract at Wally World. So, not only do I have a lot of this rum left over, as you see, I now have a full supply of vanilla extract. So, there we go. That's what I mean. This easily makes the money back of investing in vanilla beans. This is one of those things that I do highly recommend if you bake regularly and you use vanilla extract a lot. All right, let's see what else we have here. And by the way, we are now down to 7 minutes left for the bread pudding. Too early for prezzies after electrolysis. Oh, yeah. And hello to Rafali Minimalvin. Rafali Minimalvin, I think. Yay, thumbs up and Merry Christmas. RT Scott gotta go. Start the gravy on a 3-quart BSNR saucepan. Well, congratulations. Oh, good. As I said, have some fun, RT Scott. I hope you enjoy. I hope you have fun, and I hope you have a great Christmas dinner. As I said at the beginning of this video, I am not asking anyone to interrupt whatever they're doing this Christmas morning just to join this live video. I appreciate everybody who's dropped by for a few minutes or so, because that's nice. I love doing these things with the company of my viewers here. But not to worry, everybody else, you can just watch the replay. And anyway, we're almost done with the bread pudding. Okay, let me put this new scissors back. Actually, I gotta wipe it off. I used it to open that thing. There we go, that's better. So yeah, I've got to show off a couple of my Christmas presents. As you saw, really nice pepper grinder that definitely it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I already like it. It's done a good job so far grinding pepper. I have those steaks that are now marinating and drying off in the fridge so that I'll be able to have swordfish steaks tonight. And of course, the bread pudding now has 5 minutes to go. So, having done all that, there's one last thing I think we need to do. Well, I need to put this away for starters, this vanilla extract. Last thing I need to do is to prepare a glaze to go onto this panettone bread pudding. So, I think I will do something like a lemon glaze. And that means... Do I still have that thing? Please tell me I do. I do. Good. I have a lemon here in the fridge that I need to use, because this is the lemon that I zested for making that fruitcake last week. So that means I have a lemon to use. So, all I need for this is another bowl, a clean bowl. Some lemon, probably a little bit more milk, but I'll get to that, and powdered sugar. Oh man, I can smell that. That thing is definitely ready to go. Okay, powdered sugar. Try not to get this all over the place, shall I? Powdered sugar, and you know, a lot of it, when you make a glaze, you use it up very fast. So, let's start by cutting this lemon in half, squeezing as much of the juice out as we can. And mixing it up. And it's as easy as that. That's my whisk is not. Okay, I better rinse off my whisk. Start mixing it up. World's easiest lemon glaze. Okay, good. That's absorbed the lemon juice nicely. Let's get the other one out. And then after this, oh, did I get a seed in there? Probably. I'll have to deal with it. Oh, got 1 minute left for this. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting seeds in this. Gonna have to sort them out. Okay. The lemon. going to have to interrupt this to take that out of the oven. But anyway, there's a start for you. I figure once this becomes a glaze, it'll be easy to fish out those seeds. The other thing I'm going to have to do is just add a little bit more milk. However, now it's time. In 15 seconds. Well, since it's 15 seconds, let's stir this a little bit more. As I said, I'm going to loosen this up with milk. However, let's do this. There it is, and there we go. Oh, nice. We have bread pudding. Look at the way it jiggles. Watch that jiggle. See that wobble? Oh, yeah. I had better take a money shot of this. I'm almost done with this video anyway. The last thing I'm going to do is put on the glaze and then let it cool, and we will be done. So thank you to everybody for taking the time to at least drop by for a minute or so. All right. Okay, while this cools off, move this carefully over. I better move this liquor aside too. Back to the glaze. Time to get the milk out one last time. I learned the hard way with these sugar glazes with powdered sugar. You only need to do it like a couple of tablespoons of milk at a time or so. It goes very fast. My mistake regularly was that I would add like about half a cup of milk at once, and then it would just become a pretty much a liquid, and then it was ruined, and there was nothing I could do about that. But as you can see, all I did was add a couple of tablespoons of milk, and this is already becoming a decent glaze. And yeah, there's some lemon seeds mixed in here somewhere. Maybe only about another drop of milk. Oh yeah, this is a nice glaze right here. So having done that, one last thing I think I should do, and that's stick a fork in it. Maybe I can get those lemon seeds out that way. Let's see if this works. Hey, there we go. Here's one. Put this aside. Here's two more. Yeah, well, I squeezed a lemon into this. Ooh, and I can taste it too. And unfortunately, me being me, I got a bunch of lemon seeds in the glaze. I should have squeezed the lemon juice into a little ramekin or something, but I didn't. However, here are a couple more. But despite that, this is the world's easiest lemon glaze. If you're smarter than I am, and like maybe use bottled lemon juice or squeeze your lemons into a ramekin first to get out the seeds, then All you need, as you see, is a lot of powdered sugar, lemon juice, and a dash or two of milk. And I keep losing it. All right, there we go. There's our lemon glaze, which means we are about to finish here, because now we get, this is still very hot. Come on, there we go. All right. This out of the way. And this too. Okay. And now we get to glaze our panettone bread pudding. Oh, yes. There we are. Still very hot, but once it cools off a little bit, breakfast is served. I think I better take another picture of this. Oh, man. And with that, I do believe we've done everything we set out to do here. All right. After the bread pudding comes out, of course. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, that's good. Ken C. 4104, fry up for breakfast. There will be 4 cast iron pans on the cooktop shortly. Nice. Sounds like you're enjoying yourself, and I'm glad. And thank you to everybody, to Rick Stumbow and Ken C. and everybody else who's been kind enough to show up this morning. It's Christmas morning. So, again, I wasn't really expecting any viewers at all. So thank you so much. But especially, I hope everybody's enjoying themselves this Christmas morning and every other time, too. Keep safe. Think times are not good right now. But at least I hope you're all having fun, you're all happy, and enjoying your Christmas with your family. Or even if you're not with your family, I still hope you're enjoying it. So thank you to everybody, and we will catch you all later. I'm going to be making tuna steaks tonight. Maybe I'll do a live for that, too. But until then, have yourself a Merry Christmas. Where did I put that mouse? Oh, there it is.